All right, what is happening? What is happening, everybody? Welcome to the Forge, and here we are with your host Jimmy G and
Billy
Billy
the
the
Kid, what is
Kid.
up, boys? It is good to have you here, guys. It's great to have you on. I'm fans of both your channels. Real excited to see what we
Thank
got
you.
in store for tonight. Derek, nice to have you back. New
Thank you
York,
so
nice to have you
much.
here for the first time.
Mhm.
Let's make some magic, boys.
Absolutely. Now, first
Yep.
of all, thank you to everyone. We moved from Friday to Sunday, so we had just a little short jaunt, but we will be on every Sundays at 9:30. So make sure to mark your calendars for that. So thank you everybody who are patient, and maybe you were looking for us on Friday and we weren't there, but we are here now. For those y'all that are watching the Chiefs and the Bills play, right now it is 29-29 tied up. So
Oh
after the fourth
no.
quarter,
That is
Wow.
insane.
so but let's just kind of introduce our guests here. So NY, I'm going to let you go ahead and do
Mhm.
just your quick introduction. Tell us where we can find you, all that good stuff.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much for inviting me. Just to have it be known, you asked me before, but I had holiday stuff going on, so I couldn't be there. But I'm so stoked and happy to be here now. Thank you so much. And yeah, so it's me, NY Hunter Impressions, Ken, and I am found here on YouTube. I'm found on Facebook. I can be found on Blue Sky. Yeah, just look for me in these places. Look for me on other channels like Ultra Megatronus Presents, hanging out with Norbs, Diecast Norbs, and other people. And Jimmy here. And now,
Hey,
yep, yep.
that's
uh,
it.
yes. So thank you so much. And I'll keep it short right there. And yeah, just looking forward to a great night with you guys. Thank you.
All right, and autocorrect. Welcome back, my friend. If you want to tell
Thank
everyone where they
y'all
can find
so
you.
much. Thank you so much for having me. I had a blast the last time. I've been loving y'all shows, especially the Beast Wars episode last week. Um, I appreciate having me. You can find me here on YouTube with which is Autocorrect Primer, or you can check out my website, which is Bitter Tea Media, and that pretty much will give you everything. So that's bitterteamedia.com, and I'll give you everything where you can find me.
Very,
Nice,
very
nice.
cool.
Cool.
And I know we had you on before autocorrect, but I just want to just ask NY Hunter because I know you're I found you on YouTube and things like that. So I just love to hear kind of like how you got started, what kind of got you driving, going, hey, you know what? I want to share my passion with the entire world.
Mhm. So to me, um, well, for me, I actually 3 years or so ago, I was kind of watching Deluxe, Kato, and a couple of other guys, and I just started talking to Deluxe because he just seemed so accessible. And I said, I want to do this too. And he encouraged me to make a couple of videos, put myself out there, and I'm in meetings every day for work, so I'm on the camera. So I'm like, I can just do this all day, so I should try. And yeah, so I just got transitioned into first talking about transformers I had, then when I bought new ones, telling people about them. Now I have shorts and I'm trying to make time for longer versions of videos again. Family is an issue right now, but I just love the interaction with you guys, with the audience, with people leaving comments. I haven't gotten I've probably got one or two bad comments total in the last 3 years, which is awesome. And it's
Nice.
just yeah, and it's
You'll get
just
more.
great. Yeah,
A lot
maybe.
more.
But the thing is that even with the bad comments, I love the conversation and I ask why, you know, and then it seems sometimes it twists and turns into something really good, and then I have a subscriber for life. So it's really good. Um,
Awesome.
yeah. So
And
yeah.
yeah, awesome. And autocorrect, I don't think we ever asked you on your first time on, but what got you started in kind of the good old social medias?
Oh, well, a little bit of my background was in movies and commercials, and I would watch different people like MGO and other people that were doing their channels. And my wife one day was like, okay, you can't do what you used to do a lot. You have some health issues now. You're kind of more home, and I could work out of home at that time. And she was like, you got all these Transformers, you got all these Ghostbusters, He Man. why don't you just put them out there? And as her as an art teacher, I would go to her schools and show stuff to kids and the artwork and how to come about doing that. And so from that, really her students and stuff is what really motivated me into doing the stuff. And so from there, I met a lot of great people, Billy included.
Awesome.
Besides
Awesome. Billy is great people.
Yeah.
I'm literally great people. I'm two people. Yeah. Anyway, but we're here. We're going to talk about third-party transformers. That's what the meat of the show is gonna be.
Yeah, baby.
But we got some cool stuff to show you. First of all, we do have again. Welcome. There's those guys.
Thank you.
Billy, if you want to take us into the Gary Chalk update here.
Absolutely. So on our Beast Wars show, we spoke about the great, wonderful, beautiful Gary Chalk, man that's been there for all of us for many years, either through what we watched on his Transformers voicing, movies that we had seen, or even just as a friend, as he's always made himself accessible. Gary is fighting leukemia, just so you guys that don't know now know, but we do have an update from Primal Parodies. You should go over and subscribe to them as well in regards to Gary's health. So with Gary's approval, here's an update on his current health status. These photos here were taken during a recent video call with Primal Parodies. They captioned him saying, "I'm alive." Guys, he's doing great right now. He just got through his third chemo treatment, beginning his second cycle out of 12. So he does have a little bit of a road ahead of him. He is getting stronger each day, and he's feeling more and more like himself again. So that's a plus. A lot of his symptoms have subsided, and he's gradually gaining more energy. His voice is coming back. Now, there's nobody that doesn't know Gary's voice, so it's nice to hear that. It's a wonderful thing. His confidence and optimism, it's been renewed. So he just wants to say thank you to everybody for the continued support, positive healing vibes, prayers, and well wishes. He still has a long way to go, but the recovery looks promising. Back in 2024, in December, Gary was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. So all good news, all good things. It's nice to see that Gary's taking well to the chemo, and it's been a positive run for him. But again, let's all keep Gary in our thoughts, our prayers, and keep things going. Hopefully, if Primal Parodies is here watching, you appreciate us giving that little bit of love to Gary. Please give him love.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Man, his voice, nobody can mistake that voice, man.
No,
it's just
not at all.
Second to none on that. So let's get into some very first party first. Let's get the first party crap out of the way, and then we'll get into third party. But this is not crap. This is beautiful. And so this is some more in-hand images of Star Convoy, just to show how big he is going to be. And so there you can see him next to Solus Prime, Megatronus, the Fallen on that. But yeah, I've got this pre-ordered. I can't wait for it. I don't know if this will be the last of the chugs that I end up, the last of the main lines that I get is the Age of Primes that I'm going to collect. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm still in an identity crisis between first and third party because I love them all. But what is your thoughts? Let's start with you, NY. What do you think about this big old build?
Sure. Oh man, I can't wait for this guy. I pre-ordered him really early. I think on the first day I was able to also. I love Mastermind Creations to bring in third party, and but I never got their figure. And I think Fans Hobby made one too, and I never got their figure. But this one came out or is coming out, and it's got the little hot rod, and it's just so exciting. I don't know. I couldn't not order it. I think we'll see where to go. Just a little side story is for Tidal Wave, as you know, I ordered both Hasbro and Fans Hobby, and I was going to keep the one I like best, and I ended up keeping both of them. So I hope that doesn't happen again, but I'm excited.
Awesome. What about you, AutoCorrect?
At first, I was going to pass it, to be honest. I kind of looked at the price. I was debating about it. But the more I saw the images of it, the more I was looking at it, I was like, I have to. It's just this big, hulking, massive prom. And to miss out on this and never was able to get the original, never got any of the third party, I was like, I have to. And it comes with a little hot rod. So
Oh, yeah.
that was
Yep.
an easy sell for my wife. I was like, hey, little hot rod. She's like, absolutely, go ahead. So yeah, he looks great. And then you also have the Studio Series hot rod, I think. Is that one, or is that the what was it?
This is the regular. I think this is the little core class hot rod there, or no, that's the
Okay.
one that comes.
This
with.
is the core class hot rod that comes with him.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, and I
With the
like the
little
fact it
wings,
fits in the
I think.
back.
Yep.
But that's him next to Beachcomber, the deluxe class, right there in the top
Wow.
left corner. And that little platform actually has a gimmick where it kind of spins or and stuff.
Yeah, they
too,
were
as
showing
well.
that off.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Now, I'm hyped for it. I'm not one that really buys many mainline figures anymore. I've really shifted very heavily to third-party legends, but this figure is just too well designed. It looks great. These pictures kind of sold me on the must-own aspect, and I'm truly looking forward to the time I'm going to have with my son playing with this thing. Base
Oh,
parts,
nice.
the gimmicks.
Very cool.
Like, this thing is everything you could ask for, and I don't mind the price point for what you get with this figure.
Yeah.
I've accepted it. So,
That's
very
the
cool.
first step. That's the first step to
Hey.
recovery is acceptance.
Yep.
Paul, what's up? So Paul wants to be on one of our shows, and I think we can really put together a great show for Paul.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be a fun one. That will.
Yeah, I actually, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So Paul, nice to see you, bud.
This left picture here. Do you notice that in his hand? Is that a lollipop or something? I don't know, but
That okay? So he has like a little
A little
spark.
axe.
It has to do with the continuity, the Japanese continuity, but he has a
Oh.
little spark that he's going to have in his chest.
okay.
That is that.
Okay.
Well, with how big and massive he is, it looks like he's trying to get kids to come into his truck. So anyway,
If you were a white man, yes.
that's it. That's it.
Oh
So,
man.
speaking of Waffle House, we're going to take a look at here. We have the Studio Series, a bigger, better, closer picture here. But look at all that hollowness in this guy.
Yeah.
I will have to say something by looking at the images and looking at my Devastator I have. All it did is shrink down to Devastator. That's not anything that was just been shrunk down. It's
wow.
identical to the Combiner Wars Devastator, just a smaller version.
Huh.
It's just, it just looks like that, though. There's just like either a third party's going to have to make something to cover all of that stuff, but you know, you shouldn't have to do that. But,
Here's
Yeah.
when we're saying that, right? You're about to drop $30 on this, and then another $30, $40 on a kit that's going to fill that in. It's not right. Now, I do love Hasbro. I love what they've given us, but I mean, come on. That's mind blowing that somebody said, yeah, let's do it. Let's hollow that out. I mean, no way. And I know what their thought is. Their thought process is people are going to leave this in combined mode. Nobody's going to notice.
Yeah.
No, people will
Like,
notice.
what about the sick ones of us that are going to buy 3, one for each mode?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm buying 2 right now of each. And I gotta say though, all right, let me know what you feel about the strategy. Somebody told me very early, if you return them or if you don't like them and sell them, you know, you shouldn't make money off of them. So don't do the review. I don't make money off of my reviews anyway. But I wanted one for the combined mode and one for the vehicle modes. But I'm exclusively and only getting them from Amazon because they have the beautiful return policy. And if I do return them, I will not do a video on them. I will not do a review on them. So that's my policy because of a conversation I had with a viewer in the past. So what do you think about that?
That's interesting. I see no reason why you shouldn't make a profit off of anything. Like time out. You know, you're going to sell things and you're going to buy more things to make reviews with them. You know, I wouldn't, you know, I'm personally like a fan of going to like smaller stores and buying the figures just to support them. So like Collecticon Toys I buy from, and St. Mark's Comics in New York I buy from.
Cool.
Simply because they're there trying to make it happen. And if I don't like the figure, I eBay it and I make a couple bucks, or I get a couple dollars back without a profit, but I still get some money to buy another figure. So whoever told you that,
it seems reasonable. It seems reasonable, but yeah, I see your point too.
I agree with Billy. I mean, you're forking out your money to do that. You're trying to build up your product. You know, if you're going to keep it, what I do is if I do buy doubles, I typically have a nephew or a niece. I just like pass it down to. I never got into wholesaling on eBay. I need to, as my wife keeps telling me. But yeah, I think that there's no problem if you get it, you like it, you keep it. You don't like it, you send it back. But at least do a review and let other people know why they shouldn't put their money towards it.
Yeah.
That's a good
Or
point.
you
too.
could even use it as a giveaway for your
Yeah.
subscribers. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this isn't for me, but thank you so much for supporting me over the years. You know, here's what you got to do, and I'll put you in a raffle to win it. I mean,
Nice.
And I know, and I know there are people out there that do it where they'll buy something. They do the constant buy and return. And I think I see where that comes from. It's like just buying it to return it. That's not,
that's an issue. I'm not saying
that's
it's
an issue.
No,
But
no,
this,
yeah,
like, if you bought it and you didn't like it, I mean,
Yep.
if you're not like abusing the return policy by going, hey, I'm just going to buy this stuff to do reviews and then just return it, then you know, I think there's two differences there. I think it's the intent ultimately, right?
Agreed.
So
I'm going to pull Norbs up real quick. I'm sorry, but he said I'm still sold because he's Scrapper, and hopefully the shovel is a lot more strongly made than the Combiner Wars version. I kind of get it. I love Scrapper. Like, that's my favorite design of all the Constructicons. There's just something about him. Yeah, he's kind of one of those regal looking characters. And I agree. I hope it is better made than the Combiner Wars version.
Well,
but we'll see. We'll see.
I own the Combiners War 1, and it sits right back there, and I don't dare move it because he's not going to stay together. It's like a living nightmare to put him back together.
My
He's like a lot of.
If you hold him up to a bright light, you can see right through him.
Yes.
Oh no, that's
It's
bad.
like rubbing a fish fillet sandwich on paper. All right. So anyway,
thanks for that little divergence, by the way. I really appreciate that.
There we go. But if you're not reading Skybound, what is wrong with you? You should be reading this Transformers comic book. The issue number 19 is on its way, and these are some of the variant covers. And what I love that Skybound has done is they did not put Megatron at the very beginning of the comic book. They gave hints of him with like Optimus Prime having his arm and things like that. But now the ultimate evil is coming right down the pipe in this comic book, and these are some of the variant covers, and these are my top 3 favorite of these variant covers. First of all, that one on the left looks amazing. The one with the like slow motion walk from the explosion on the right, and then him just ripping apart those Sharkticons.
Yeah,
just wicked.
at least
awesome.
It's not jazz. Oh man.
At least it's not jazz.
How about you?
But how many y'all? Which are y'all reading the new Skybound Transformers, and what are your quick thoughts?
Yes.
Yes.
I am. I have. It's a nice fresh take from what the crap we got from IDW for so long, and it's like one. You see, there's a lot of love in each issue, and if you really go back and look at it, and I also get the trade, so I'm double doing. And you look at it, you see all the nice Easter eggs throughout each issue.
Yeah,
you know. And that's what I just and it has humans, but at the same time, it's they're needed. It's not like they're just thrown in there because you got to have a human connection. No, especially if you read it, you know what happens to one of the fathers and stuff. So that was very heart wrenching. That like that to me, it's been by far one of the best Transformers series ever.
I just thought it was so sadistic. Like, I mean, this is a minor spoiler, with Starscream just popping one of the pilots in his hands. Just,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then Optimus, if I can say, steps on a deer.
Oh gosh.
I think that those issues are early enough that we could talk about that.
That's it. That's it.
Well,
so support your local comic book shops, folks. Support your local comic book shops. Get these.
Yes.
So real quick, in the Transformers Underground, though, Pazel sometimes raffles off these issues earlier than the release in the store, and he'll also like raffle off sets. So if you check out Transformers Underground, you do have a possibility of finding a nice set of these comics.
So
And they
great.
are so damn good. They really
Yeah,
are.
okay.
Derek,
That
I didn't say much because you really said what I had to say about it. It's
Yeah, that
No,
Void
no.
Rivals, the whole Energon universe is
Oh, yeah.
awesome. What's up, Zaymano?
good to see you,
that-
bud.
And you have a
Let's
new
get into
Transformer.
third party, and we're going to start out with this guy that we've talked about every week. But man, they keep showing us some really, really cool stuff. QQ Toys and their Predaking is just looking amazing. Look at it right there next to Dino King. That is a core class Predaking that they're building. But the middle picture where you get to see where that Scramble City kind of comes into place with the mix and match. So not only is QQ Toys doing Predaking, but they're also doing a Devastator. So I'm looking forward to this. I think this would be a great, great, great desk bot to have. So what are y'all's thoughts? Autocorrect and why? What do you think about this guy?
Man, any Predaking is awesome. And we even chatted a little bit before about the, what's it called, Steel Kitty Party one. And that's the, I love Super Deformed. So that's the one that's on my screen right now that I'm wanting to get. Just, I don't know, my finger's not going down on the button. But yeah, any Predaking is
A good Predaking.
very good. Yeah, very
Very
good. Thank you.
I'm all in, man.
Yeah, my wife is a big Predaking. That's her combiner. She loves it. So, and she loves all the little core bots. And it was really easy for me to go into Legends because they were tiny. This will go perfect with her collection. And I think that just the playability alone and being able to switch out, that sells me right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. I can't wait to see full final renders and final shots of it within like an in-hand prototype that's almost finalized. I'm excited. What I'm excited about is this is a company that's coming out of nowhere, building something really, really cool. And then of course Fans Hobby and their Wing Saber. And so here is the alt mode, and then we'll take a look at the robot mode here. Fans Hobby is what I love about Fans Hobby is they do some of the stuff that is not necessarily the popular characters, right? So we have Super God Master Force, where they did Overlord was probably the most popular, and so was Power Baser, or AKA God Genrai, or Power Baser Prime, Power Master Prime. But they also did they did Athena, which was Minerva, and some of the other ones too as well. But I love this Wing Saber. I think it looks really, really, really great. The hard part for me is I'm torn. I'm kind of going the way like Billy's doing, is I'm trying to get out of Masterpiece because I just don't have a lot of room, and maybe start kind of just scaling it down just a little bit. But what are y'all's thoughts around Fans Hobbies Wing Saber?
Oh my gosh, I love Fans Hobby one, and I love their Wing Saber, and just, I mean, I think Jimmy knows I threw away a mini fridge this week just to get more space, but it wasn't working well anyway. But yeah, just space is always an issue. My God, my Fire Gut Skin Rye is up there next to Omega, and everything is squished. But I love it and I want it.
Yeah,
Jared, what do you think, bud?
It looks beautiful. I've never gotten any of the Fans Hobby Transformers before, but I've always heard great things about them. And looking at this, it's jumping off the page at you. It's like so dynamic. It's going to have ratchets. It's going to be able to hold up. It's going to be not cheap plastic. Paint apps. You can just see this right there and see the love that goes into it. And if I did Masterpiece, that would definitely be right up there. I hope some third party Legend Scale does these guys soon, because I definitely would be all in.
I get that. None of you mentioned the one thing that's been sticking out to me, and it's something I'm really actually happy about. Go back. If you look at the one with him kind of posed, there's a knee that actually works. If you look, that knee alone shows what the articulation is going to be like, and you're not going to have that gappiness that this figure kind of the design lends itself to. So some serious thought went into this. I'm truly intrigued by it. I might play it if it comes up in the underground. I'm not going to buy it because, I'm out of the Masterpiece game. But this is a figure I would love to get my hands on and review and either, give away or sell on eBay.
There you go. eBay,
Nice,
folks.
nice.
Getting the plug this time. So anyway, the reason why is because Shozi is set down for Chinese New Year right now, but you
Oh,
can still
yes,
order
that's
it
right.
using your reviewer codes there. So, but the other thing that I'm excited that Fans Hobby is doing is finally we're getting a Tiger Hawk. Not a Tiger. Yes, a Tiger Hawk. It's gosh, I have been waiting for this. I mean, I've
Yep.
got my Hasbro one. I love the Pretenders. I think they're amazing, and this is the one we've been missing, and it just looks gorgeous. So, thoughts on this one, guys?
Yeah. Oh,
That-
man.
Two thumbs up.
Yeah,
Thumbs
right.
up, yes. We
Yeah.
don't have to say anything else. It's just
Yep.
beautiful.
It
Yep,
is.
yep, it's great. Compared to the Hasbro one, yeah, it's a
Oh
bit.
yeah,
It's a bit better.
a lot better.
Awesome. Kang Toys, for those that are big fans of theirs, they do a bit more stylized. They have that stylized Predaking that they did on that. But of course, they are doing a Volcanicus with their Dinobots. And so they just announced a Sludge. And here he is next to Slag in the robot form. We have him too as well. And there's like more pictures than this of the different ways you can kind of pose him. And then we also have him here with good old Swoop too. But I am not a big fan of the Kang Toys one just because I think I would end up cutting off my fingers transforming those.
Yes, I definitely.
But
True.
although, I mean, Dinobots look cool, and that Swoop, when it's in its alt form, actually looks pretty cool on it. But these ones are going to be, although they look good, these are going to be a pass for me because they're not directed towards me, I don't think.
A bit easy pass for me too. It's too stylized for me, to be honest. I'm more traditional, either cartoon accurate or G1 toy accuracy is where I'm at.
Now, if they would have put a damn sword in his hand, I would have probably got it. But anyway,
you love those swords. Yep.
They're far too stylized for my taste.
Yeah.
I mean, I applaud them for taking an original route, and the people that support them, I get it, and I totally get it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not at all for me. But Zane Bono over here is saying, New York Hunter, come to the dark side, the legend side, the benefits like room for a new fridge.
Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that I have a shelf on my desk about this high filled with legends, and of course I have MMC figures right here too, all over the place. So yeah, I'm into legends. Oh, and then my newest one is kind of an oldie but a goodie is Hound. So yep, I'm still in them.
That's it. We got Fan Geek in the house. What's up, Fan Geek?
Yay!
Yeah.
Fan Geek, how are you? We also have Adventures of Tiffany Valentine channel saying hello, Kang. So I guess Kang Toys fan, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Kang Toys, here's their next announcement here. Scar, I believe, is what he's going to be called. And then also, we do have Scorn right here, too, as well. So, which is it. I actually like this Scorn right here. I think it looks good. It's not as stylized as the others, but still probably not going to get him unless he's legend scale. Then I may consider that.
I love me a Spinosaurus. I'm actually going to be reviewing Camp Cretaceous Spinosaurus soon.
Ooh.
Nice. I've noticed you've got your Jurassic Park reviews going, man.
I love my dinosaurs, and some of those Jurassic Park toys are too good not to talk about.
That's
They are.
that's awesome. Imagine if they scaled with your Beast Wars. And you could just
I'd have a lot of dinosaurs.
There we go. And finally, we've been not finally, but we've been talking about New Age. New Age has had announcement after announcement. They surprised us with their Menasor. They've had Trailblazer. They've had all sorts of stuff. And then finally, Magic Square says, "You know what? I'm tired of New Age taking the spotlight." And so they gave us this little teaser, and then they revealed to us an Ultra Magnus and a 6-shot. And this, Billy, if you want to share a little bit about this is a new Ultra Magnus mold, right?
100%. This is a brand new all-in-one Ultra Magnus mold. You're not going to have that separate white Optimus Prime bot, which to me, that's what I want. I'm a toon collector. In the cartoon, Magnus was simply a truck that turned into a big effing robot. So we're going to get that. And the coolest thing about it, it's going to be clean. I praise New Age. I'm a New Age maniac. However, you had to buy kits to cover up all those white bits for Ultra Magnus, when he was in that combined mode. That's not going to be an issue. So this here, even in this prototype mode, I can already tell this is going to be like my centerpiece Ultra Magnus. This is it. I mean, it's
Yes.
beautiful. You know, so yeah, this is an all-in-one design. This was confirmed today. This is not going to separate. You're not going to have that little white Optimus. So if that's what you're looking for, you're going to have to get that version 2 if you're lucky enough to get your hands on it.
Yeah. It will take you about 3 hours to transform, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, it'll totally be worth it.
Squares of the panel.
Autocorrect.
I hope we
BJY,
get-
what are your thoughts?
Oh, I think it looks great. I love Ultra Magnus. I still have my original G1 Ultra Magnus from as a kid. So I'm with Billy. I you know, cartoon, he never had the white part. He was never a white albino Optimus Prime. So yeah, this will probably be the one. I've kind of held off on any Legend Sales Ultra Magnus for that reason. So this would definitely go with what I'm going to get.
Oh yeah, it looks gorgeous. And if this is going to take you 3 hours to transform,
It'd be
we've
worth
got
it.
one that's going to take you 3 days, and that is good old 6-shot.
Oh, I love 6-shot. I'm so excited. But that
okay.
Ultra Magnus has got to beat this guy.
Oh yeah, let me zoom in on that one there for you really quick.
This is my favorite New Age one. Yes, he's 2 pieces, but he's Diaclone colors, and oh, so sweet.
Listen, Diaclone Magnus is amazing. Let's really quick. All right, I love Magic Square. I'm a big fan of that. However, this thing is too beautiful in this robot mode here. Do you have any idea how complicated the transformations to get into all 6 modes are going to be for this thing? It's just, I can't. It's going to be worse than the damn helicopter for
Bruticus.
Yeah.
Do we know how
don't know
tall
how
he's
they're
going to
gonna
be
do it.
too? Because I
It
mean,
looks
am
like
I
he's
going to
about as
have
tall as
to?
He's
As
definitely
tall as
going to
Ultra
be neck
Magnus.
and neck with their Magnus. I'm sorry for cutting over you, Jimmy.
Yeah, looks like
That's
as tall as Ultra Magnus. Yeah, on that. And what gives me hope is with this 6-shot, will we get a repaint with Great Shot? You know.
Yes.
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 They
Oh
better.
gosh.
They better.
Well, if it was New Age, we know we would.
Yes. We
that's
definitely know we would. But
Clear,
I would love a Great Shot. I
blue,
would love for
red.
Magic Square, Iron Factory, and then to start getting into the Japanese continuity on that. So Iron Factory is, but I'd love to see Magic Square do that too. as
JR
well.
is not excited about a V3 Ultra Magnus.
That's okay.
I get it. I totally get it. If it's clean, though, I'm going to give it a shot. And yes, Zane Bono, their original, we were talking about this before the show. Their first release, which was KO'd by MFT, was not a parts former. It's a fun figure. I play with it still to this day with my son. It is his Ultra Magnus. It's really good. And I would love a New Age 6-shot because I know it will be smooth, it will be fun, and it will be solid. I am not going to lie. After my experiences with the Magic Square Dinobots, I am very, very nervous about the quality of both of these figures.
I don't know, but the good news is of course, you know, they've got a lot more down the pipeline. The reason they can do that, Billy, you want to share with us why they can do that?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to. So good old Magic Square took some time off from the Legends game to build these masterpiece figures that they've done. They're wonderful. They're beautiful. They're top-notch figures, and they definitely deserve your support. But Magic Square has opened a second factory. So they have 2 manufacturing houses now. One will be their Legends. One will be their masterpieces. I'm not sure how they're going to work their partnership with DX9 in there, but they're going to be able to produce figures a lot quicker than probably any of the other third-party companies out there. That, talking to you too, Fans Toys and New Age and all those top dogs, with the 2 factories going, they're going to be on fire. I think we're going to see a lot more from Magic Square very soon.
Excited, very, very excited on that.
Super.
And then we've got a new company here also. It's called, I might butcher the name, Bonlay Toys, but this is their Legend Scale Optimus Prime from the Bayverse on this. And so I am not actually, I have a couple Bayverse. I do have like the Rise of the Beast stuff and that kind of, and Bumblebee movie stuff, which kind of almost has a mixture of the G1 / Bayverse look. But one that's been catching my eye was New Age's Megatron, their masterpiece one, because that looks really, really great. But this right here, I mean, this may make me get my first like actual Bayverse Prime. So I would agree, Bono. That Rubik's Cube, and I've got a Rubik's Cube Transformer too, and I'll show it off here in just a little bit. So, but what are y'all's thoughts on this good old Bayverse Prime in Legends format?
Yeah,
Easy
me
pass.
too. Oh yeah, yeah, easy pass for me too. I like some figures like the Bumblebee Seekers and Ratchet and Wheeljack, but yeah, not this guy. Sorry.
It's just
okay.
not-
Autocorrect. What do you think?
It's just not Optimus Prime. I felt that way when I saw it in the movies. I mean, so yeah, it'll be an easy pass. I think it looks amazing. I think I'm curious to see how much it'll be able to transform and have the things not hanging off, something that Hasbro could never do. But yeah, it'll be an easy pass for me. There's other third party figures I'll definitely be getting.
I personally am not buying it, but I'm going to applaud them for how beautifully engineered it is. If it's like $20-$30, I might pick one up just to transform it. The engineering is looking pretty nice. However, they've had like 20 something years,
Mm-hmm.
and how many Optimus Prime toys to kind of use bits and pieces from in terms of designing. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't see a real need for it. JR over here stated, though, interesting that they're glad that Magic Square stepped into that Masterpiece game, more competition and hopefully more characters. With what I thought last year, I would have been saying, hey, Masterpiece scale's dead. Legends is taking over. And for Magic Square to take the jump and make affordable Masterpiece scaled figures, I think I agree fully that it's really nice. It's kind of like, I'm hoping for like a Monday Night Wars here with Magic Square and Fans Toys.
That would be awesome.
No Bay for me.
No Bay.
I'm of the same vein.
Yeah.
I don't own any Bayverse. It's just not here. I'm a Gen 1 purist and a Beast Wars fanatic.
I am trying to open my mind a little bit, just a little bit.
That's too
because,
open.
Again, like I said, that New Age Megatron, though, that
Well,
look,
okay, so the Dark
beautiful.
of the Moon Megatron, that oil tanker design, is probably the best design in all of the Bayverse.
yeah.
Like that
Yes.
is just awesome.
Yeah.
It
It didn't have a sword, but it has a freaking shotgun.
it's
which
got a
is amazing.
shotgun. Come on.
Nice. Yep.
And it came out right around the time as Hobo with a shotgun. So it's like, here's this beaten down, broken down, homeless Megatron with a shotgun. It kind of worked.
It's America, baby.
Megatron played by Rutger Hauer.
Oh man.
All right.
All right,
so
what do we got
let's-
Very
next, bud?
cool.
This right here,
Oh.
I am so excited for. Initial D was one of my favorite
Uh-huh.
mangas, one of my favorite animes. I loved the movie with the great
I love Tofu.
Wong. This by X Transbots is coming out. Oh gosh, Drift. And you see that
Uh-huh.
backdrop right there?
Yep.
So this is a Toy Dojo exclusive. So you can only buy it on Toy Dojo. So if you buy it overseas, they're going to cancel your order. So this is a Toy Dojo exclusive, but Toy Dojo is also coming out with that backdrop for those of you that are Initial D fans. But
Nice.
let's bring in some of the bots here. Again, it's got freaking swords, so you know who's going to get one. And
Well,
that's
who doesn't
Jimmy
love
G.
Drift?
I
Yeah.
know,
Oh
yeah.
man, he's really cool.
But
Good character.
what's really cool on this, the alt mode, when you open the door, I mean, it has the seats. It's just like this thing is like beautiful. I'd love to get 3 of them. One to just keep in alt mode, one to keep in robot mode, and I don't know what I will do with the other one. But
Play with it
anyway,
nonstop.
that's
Yeah.
it. That's
Leave it on your
it.
desk.
You hear
what
your
are
dad
y'all's
banging
thoughts?
on the door. What are you doing in there?
That's it. Nothing. Did you see anything? No, I didn't see you playing with your toys, sir.
I'm gonna have to find that. I dressed up as Dark Helmet. I might have to find that picture and start using
Oh,
that.
that's
for the show.
cool.
And listen, hey, Disney, you own the Lucas license now. Please release them to make Spaceballs toys. Please,
Oh.
I would love it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh
but
man,
anyway,
imagine Eagle One as the crossover with Transformers. Even
Oh.
though I mean they'd have to make Mega Maid, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Mega Man.
Yes,
Going from
definitely.
suck to blow.
Oh man.
But this is, to me, this is a must own. I mean, X Transbots is a great company.
Yeah.
I've never had complaints
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah, their feet sometimes are a little bit weird, but this one looks good. I mean, this one looks fine. So maybe they've learned from their foot fetish, whatever it is.
I love how he holds the sword. That
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
that looks
beautiful.
awesome.
JR is
Yeah.
hoping it gets released soon. We agree, man.
Yeah.
Same
It's
on
saying
Orchid, it's
January
beautiful.
25. January
And
25.
I think
Yeah, nice.
most collectors are going to be in on this. This is nice.
You
Yeah.
gotta
If
have
you don't
one.
have your pre-order in, get it in.
At least.
So, but
Mhm.
yeah, Hunter, are you getting one?
Oh yeah, I'm getting one. Initial D, the history. Oh my gosh, yeah, I gotta get one.
Oh yeah. And if you haven't
So-
read Initial D in the manga or
Mhm.
or
Or
watched the
Spain.
anime, I would encourage
Yep.
you to
Or
do so.
even have you seen the movie? It wasn't
I've
that
seen
great,
the movie.
but
The movie was amazing.
yeah.
Was it
Actually,
Anth-
I must have seen a different one then. I didn't really like it as much, but
I liked it. So
yeah.
and then here we go, Lucky Cat with, we got their Predacons coming up, but we got Volcanicus, and here is their beautiful baby Grimlock,
Look
and
at
their
it.
Slag, and their Sludge, and their
Nice.
Swoop. But look at these guys. These are freaking gorgeous. And I am all in on this, and we'll talk about Predaking here in just a moment, because I think I have him in the next slide. But I know, it's stylized, but I think I love the chibi style. I've got a chibi style Voltron. I've got
Same
chibi style
here.
Transformers.
Uh-huh.
I think this is really great.
Yeah, I have a ton of Master Made figures, which I call them super deformed, and I just love the look. It's great.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
these guys look cute. I mean, they really do. My wife was going to be, if she sees them, she's going to be all over them. That Grimlock looks awesome. I can't wait to see what they look in robot form. I'll never combine them because I don't think, I'm just one of those people. I don't think Dinobots need to be combined.
Yeah.
But I could see this going on to on her shelf, honestly, and then I'll do the review on them because they really look that awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Billy's not getting them. Billy's not getting them. He's like, no.
Not yet.
Like
Maybe we can
one.
influence him in time. Oh, here they are. Yeah, this is that beautiful
Land
set.
Before Time characters, I'm in. All right, give me a sharp two.
Look at this.
This is a beautiful looking set.
Look at these guys.
You know what? I'm
What's
gonna
cool
press
about-
buy right now. I told
Yeah.
you it's on the page. I'm gonna buy right now.
Yeah, mine is in the States right now, so hopefully it'll
you're
be
so
over
lucky.
here soon.
Yeah.
But look at the faces.
It's amazing.
It's just crazy. And on the back of the box, they actually kind of mimic the Last Supper and things like that. But here they are combined as Predaking. Here's the alt forms and stuff like that. But again, between this and the Dinobots, I'm all in on them. So I am all in.
So real quick, speaking of Last Supper, we do have a beautiful quote here from Daniel Evans as a practicing Christian. Amen to that. Thank you for being here.
Amen. Very cool.
All right, is Dive Bomb smiling? Dude, I was saying that. He looks
Yeah, he is got the biggest.
From the damn Johnny Depp Wonka movie.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And just that picture that Jimmy was talking about too, that's going to be a poster. I'm going to have to blow that up somehow. That's
I know, right?
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
It looks good. And Billy, I'm sorry, you're not going to get them. That's okay. That's okay.
I
know
will live
autographs get 'em.
vicariously through you. I will watch and support your review. But absolutely not is this coming in my home at all.
I
Now,
think there's a
Predaking-
package coming your way, Billy.
Yeah, Predaking will probably be in my house, and then my wife will probably do the review for it. So, but yeah, especially when she sees it.
It's beautiful.
It is awesome. It is awesome. And now
Yeah.
for something completely different, not Transformers related. I always like to throw in something a little fun. We're finally getting a collaboration that we just don't know why it hasn't happened already. And that is Thundercats and Masters of the Universe figures coming together. And look how amazing that looks.
Oh yeah.
Those are
That's
freaking
great.
awesome.
I think it's great.
Oh yeah. Why hasn't it happened sooner? I mean, Skeletor and Mumra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
that's pretty perfect.
Yes.
Yep.
And the
looks
Munra, the
great.
Skeletor and Munra, I think they switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can swap
Yeah.
heads out, I believe.
Yeah.
Cool. Man,
It's just-
that's great.
It's just so cool. I mean, you got Lion-O as He-Man.
Mhm.
I wonder who would be
Chitara.
Battle Cat. I mean, they're
Huh.
Thundercats, but who would be Battle Cat?
Huh. Yeah. Would they bring in the vehicle
guess-
from?
I guess Cringer would end up like snarfing.
That
In the
would be
middle, That's Battle Cat in the middle.
I'd have to see.
Is
that.
it Battle Cat?
Is
Yes,
that
it
Yeah,
is.
that's
Battle
Battle
Cat?
Cat. That's
Yeah, it is
not
Battle
that's
Cat
not
in the middle.
Pantho. That's Battle Cat.
Oh, I thought it was Man at
Oh
Arms
no
at
way!
first.
Oh, I
I
see
thought it
it
was
now.
I didn't look at it first. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
So
right.
I have a
yeah.
friend that's a big He-Man guy, and he was like, "Have you seen
Whoa.
this?" And I was like, oh, "Okay, let me look." But yeah, I mean, you've
That
got
is so freaking cool.
yes,
Oh,
that's
so he's gonna
Battle
ride
Cat.
on his shoulder.
Yeah,
Lion-O will ride on his shoulder.
Mattel, I think, is being very smart about this. They did it with the
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, and now doing it with this.
I think
I
it's
mean-
great. Norb's over here saying Battle Cat's going to be a rider for his Battle Cat. I think that's. I mean, isn't that really the only way to do it at this point?
That's it. Inception.
really cool.
So that's all we got. So let's talk third party. We've been talking about third party, but we're gonna get into it a little bit more. And I just had to throw this. My cereal, as y'all know, we talked about KO, if KO is okay and stuff way back on a few episodes back. And I think autocorrect, you were on that show.
Yes.
And we talked a little bit about that. And I'm all about the generic cereals and all that kind of stuff. But I would love to hear from both of y'all. So first of all, the question I'd like to pose to y'all is, what got you into third party? Because all of us probably started as Hasbro purists. We
Yes.
probably started and went, hey, there's nothing else but Hasbro. I love Hasbro and there's nothing else. We were in our own little Hasbro bubble, and all of a sudden someone came in and popped that bubble and showed us there was another way. So let's start over here on the left-hand side here, which so autocorrector NY, I'd love to hear from you all. What got you into third party? Who or what or how did you get into it?
Would you like to go first, autocorrect?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Sure. Okay, thanks. Well, I basically got New Age figures first. My favorite figure, my first figure in all history was Prowl. So I had a Masterpiece Prowl. I collected all Prowls that I could get my hands on, and then I got a New Age version, EX Prowl, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I ended up buying more EX versions, and the only one I don't have EX is Jazz because I forgot and bought a regular version, but that's okay. But then then I went bigger and I got into Fans Hobby, and my favorite one was the Fire Guts God Ginrai, the whole set right there.
Oh
And and I did a bunch of reviews on them and played with them like endlessly. Now it's a little hard to get them because my step ladder is over there. But oh man, he's still my favorite. And then it's not like there's a shortage either, because from TFCon I got Obsidian Commander on the ground where my refrigerator was, and I got a couple other Fans Hobbies all around me. So man, that Fans Hobby and Mastermind Creations and a couple others. Mastermind Creations mainly with Fans Hobby are like my favorite third parties, and I've just been collecting whatever interests me ever since. So yeah, I think that's the way to do it.
That's awesome.
Before we get into Derek, there's two things I want to get into. So Tiffany Valentine channel, first third party was Make Toys Devastator. That's a great figure, right? Fans Toys Slag, another great figure, and the TFC Aerial Bots I've never touched, but those are awesome figures. But JR here, the first Perfect Effect Ultra Magnus armor for the Classics Ultra Magnus was his first step in a third party. Same. I bought that, and I bought the Rodimus Prime, the Fire Protector, or whatever that was. Those two kits were the first I ever bought as well. So they came up in the chat. I had to do it. Sorry to cut you off, Derek. Let's see what you got to say, bud.
No, I like I said on your other thing is that Billy is really the reason why I have gotten into third party. Nice. I was a Hasbro loyal, everything, knowing people from Hasbro, and I was like, Hasbro only, third parties just ripping it off. As an artist, I always felt like anything outside of the company that created it, you're ripping it off. And then Billy was like, you're complaining all the time about the Hasbro figures. Just try one and try New Age and everything. And so New Age is the only one that I've kind of stuck with, except I did buy a couple of these guys because I love Abominus, and I saw these on Show Z for $50 each. So I had to go ahead and get these guys. But for me, it's not a ripoff. These are completely, absolutely new molds, new designs, new engineering, great paintouts, articulation. I'm absolutely blown away with the Legend scale. I've never gotten to the Masterpiece. I could only imagine what they're like, but I'm like, it fits with my price range. It fits in for my wife, for one, when she found out that they were tiny and she's like, oh, wait, we can actually downsize. I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm all in. Go ahead. Beep,
Yep.
bleep, 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 bleep. Hasbro, let's go all in on third party. I mean, that's what my wife was like. So, yeah, that's how I got into it, and I am absolutely all in. New Age has sold me. The Dinobots alone. I finished out my last two because of the new year and their holiday. I'm not getting the last two of the Dinobots that I did order. They'll come in later, but I'm like, they're absolutely awesome. And then you have all different modes, like that. You have
Yeah.
you get a cartoon accurate,
Shattered
toy
glass.
accurate. It's like an endless whirlpool of madness and joy at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
New Age
affordable.
is the Bubba Gump shrimp of Transformers. You can have them sauteed, fried, all sorts of stuff. So
So
Yep.
we got Norbs in the chat was saying that the Make Toys Magnus and Rodimus upgrades were how he started too. Those Mech Fans Toys Dinobots made him a believer. I didn't buy those. I almost caved last year or 2 years ago when they did that set, but I just never did. JR over here, first Fans Toys was Movie Deco Galvatron. I played. I'm not going to say how many games I played because I think my wife's watching, but I played a lot of games to try to win that Galvatron. Fantastic figure. My first Fans Toys figure, oh man, I think it was Cyclonus. And my first X-Transbots figure, I don't remember. I do know my first MMC was their Springer, their Ocular Max Springer. That's just fantastic. And then I got into really just the dark side of third party. Joining over was I became a Masterpiece collector, and they weren't making the figures rapid enough for me. And Tim Reagan had a game for the DX9 Motormaster, and I won. I woke up. Yeah, I woke up in the next morning, and Timmy's like, "Hey, where do I send this thing to?" And this, like, I don't know, it was like a Louisville Slugger box that shows up at my house with this massive Motormaster, and I was like, "I'm in," and I just went all in on third party. We've got Baraki. It's so small. I'm sorry, Baraki. Loves the Samurai series. Look at you, Jimmy G. You got a friend over there.
Yep.
Just wishes they were made safer. I made Bloodshed from Lockdown. My Studio One cell made me bleed like you couldn't believe.
Oh man.
And then Hasbro's Core Class was my gateway drug to the Legend scale figures. Then I discovered Deluxe, who we love. We just had Deluxe on. His YouTube review on the first Magnus, and that's it. He was in. Yeah, I love Deluxe, man. He's great. He's always a welcome guest. Jimmy G, let's hear about you and your introduction to the
so long ago. I mean, I guess I got into third party KO way back when I was a kid, and that's my parents when I asked for a Transformer, and then the next thing I got was some kind of like, hey, this is a robot. This is
Optimus, here's a Transmorpher.
Surprise!
Transmorpher or whatever. So I didn't really know that I was gonna eventually go down this road, but and believe it or not, this starts out as a little bit of a sad story. So when my father passed away, something that got me to remember him was the first Transformer I ever got was Sideswipe, and so I decided to start, kind of just like taking my mind off of Antenna to remember him by just getting back into Transformers, and so I got into Hasbro because that's all I knew. Hasbro. They were it. They were the only way, the truth, and the life for me for a while. So sorry to be a little blasphemous there, but anyway, and then I was surfing eBay trying to buy some Hasbro figures, and then I saw this like thing called Magic Square. And I was like, what is this? I was like, this is a KO. And I felt, is this dirty? Is this not, is this like going behind the beaded curtain at the video store or anything like that? And I thought, like, should I be doing this? Like, do I need to erase my internet history after I bid on this thing? And so I bid and I won. My first one it was a Magic Square Light of Victory as well. But I never opened it. I just kind of kept it in its box. And I was an in the box collector with some of this stuff for the longest time. And then I finally started going, my wife's like, well, what are you going to do with those things? She goes, are you going to sell them? I'm like, well, no. She goes, then why keep them in the box? And so then I started taking them out of the box and I started telling my friends about them. And then, so when I first started my YouTube channel, the very first, actually it was the second review I did was Magic Square's Highway Overlord, which was their Menasor. And that's when I was sold. I was like, these things are freaking amazing. Although it took me 12 hours to transform that thing. And I was frustrated. I still have trouble transforming things. I don't know about y'all, but like when I do reviews and stuff, Transformers take the longest to review because you have to do all sorts of stuff. Whereas I can just take an action figure and go, look at this guy. Hey, cool. Here's my final thoughts. But man, I just fell in love with that. And then I started looking at other YouTube channels, and that's where I ran into Billy's channel. And I think what caught me your channel was the name of it, No Bullshit Reviews. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Cool. And so I started watching that one, and I started watching Raziel Kane, and then I got into Deluxe and then Emgo and all those guys. And then I thought, when someone said, hey, why don't you try doing it? And I said, okay, let me try it out. And then, but that's what got me into third party was I finally realized there was a world outside of Hasbro. And I think that's, we all have grown up just because the commercials, and that's all we see when we were kids was commercials for these mainline toys. You go into a Walmart, you don't see Fans Toys, you don't see Fans Hobby, you don't see any of that stuff. So you have to hear about the stuff through word of mouth, through people like Billy and through people like NY and all those kind of things. And I guarantee, and we're working on Ultra Megatronus. We are. And so, and so I always tell people, once you get your first third party figure, it's almost like you got unplugged from the Matrix. And you start going down this rabbit hole, and you take the blue pill. I don't know if it was the blue pill. The blue pill makes you harder. The red pill, maybe it was. I don't know. But you begin to go down that, and that's where I've been. I still collect Hasbro. I still do have their stuff, but I also collect third party. And so I kind of have that mesh, and I love what we're doing here in the Forge, where we can bring both of them together. And whatever we like, and I'll collect the best of both worlds. Now, part of me is starting to move away from Hasbro, except for with vintage figures. I will still continue collecting vintage figures and things like that because those just remind me of my childhood. But that's how I kind of got into it. But that's enough about me, Billy. What about you? How'd you get into it?
Again, it was that Ultra Magnus and Rodimus add-on kit. I had to have that. To me, again, Magnus is always that big, bulky character. I don't like the white body. All I think of is the hate plague. That's it. Optimus is coated. And then Rodimus, I'm a huge Hot Rod Rodimus Prime fan. I don't care. He had the best character development of like any Gen 1 character where he questioned himself, and you learned to think about your actions through Rodimus Prime. Like, it's beautiful. I don't care. I don't get the hate. Exactly. So those sets did it. Then I went pure Hasbro. Had to be Hasbro. Had to be Hasbro. And I won a couple third-party figures, and I just said these are so well done. They're so well engineered. They always went above and beyond what Hasbro had done. So I became a fan. Still by Hasbro. I still support the originals, but I love that third-party engineering. I am going to cut myself short, though, because I've got a couple comments that I just really want to hit up. Deceptacores Dan is asking, any thoughts on those images of the Magic Square 6-shot? We had talked about it a little earlier, but I'm happy to go back. I'm all in. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a difficult transformation, but it's also going to be the cleanest 6-shot you've probably ever seen in your life.
Oh, yeah.
So we are, I think we're all pretty excited about that.
Yes.
Is going back to the Jimmy route. First Transformer was Diaclone Wheeljack with a green driver. They got from their dad.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
Oh wow,
you know,
that's cool.
Nice.
yeah, that's
Very
just
cool.
awesome. I agree that Magic Square 6-shot looks pretty good. Zane Bono over here is stating, Jimmy, I remember that Magic Square, Minosaur, and Tiger Wing review.
And I apologize for that, Zane Bono.
Trying to transform an MP3P TF without a YouTube guide or instruction is crazy. So I do agree. I kind of go to MGO for my transformation reviews. I needed him for the Romulus transformation because the instructions do not show the actual leverage you need. So I actually linked MGO in my review.
Yeah, I saw that.
However, I don't believe in doing transformations in my reviews. I'm a firm believer that a review is a review and not a tutorial. So for me, if I want to get that transformation, I just do the just transform it. I link MGO up. He does a great job. There's no reason for me to just go in and take that away. So I give you guys a short, quick review of each mode. Am I the only one who gets nervous watching Jimmy and Deluxe forcing accessories into a figure's hand? Both start shaking and making noises. That's funny.
Oh,
I've never sweat so much in my entire life transforming third-party figures. It's just like it's oh
Don't
my
break
gosh.
it. Don't break it. So Derek, what were you about to say, bud?
I was going to say, for me, when doing a review, I've always said that I got big man hands, and so I'm always rough. And I have a right hand I don't have filling in, so I have to be really careful. So if you ever see my reviews, I actually take the thing out of the box and then transform it right then. Because I feel like if it's going to break, I want you to see what I did wrong. And not
That's a
relive
great view.
Yeah. Oh man, I just love the transformations in general. So it gives me a kick to record them and to edit them, and then and it's come in handy when we were at TFCon. Darth Ravage, go follow him. He could not remember how to transform the Rumble and Frenzy figure, and so I had my review up and ready and gave him the transformation steps, and it helped him out a lot. So that was good.
Pretty cool.
I am not going to transform it on screen, Norbs, because that will take 4 hours. It will be
And
like,
honestly, I changed my channel to stop swearing. So if you really wanted me to start swearing again, it would be these transformations.
it'll be on Billy the Kid's OnlyFans channel right there. Transforming
That's the only way it's going to work.
Oh man.
But I'll tell you, best friend, that if you don't have it for third party, are these guys.
Oh,
here.
yes.
There's
These
nothing
little-
better than a spudger.
I bought
Yes.
10 of them.
You could buy
I
them
didn't
by
know
the
that.
case, but
Yep.
these things, oh my gosh, are
Mhm.
your lifesavers right there. So
Yep.
if you don't have these, order them right now. They're on Amazon. I'll give you my affiliate link, all that kind of stuff. So, but
These
it does bring up a good point. Like like I said, I don't do the transformations on screen. I do watch others too, and I do like you do too as well. I think MGO is one I go to. Streak Shooter. Also, I think I did Streak Shooter for the Bruticus, the Magic Square Bruticus.
Oh, cool.
His
Yeah.
was really easily, especially once I got to Vortex and everything was just Vortex. And so, but what I can love, and I don't hate the transformation. I appreciate the engineering. Because gosh, once you get it all together, it's like this all looks seamless. It looks perfect.
Yeah.
There's no waffling. There's no any of that kind of stuff. It just looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. And that's what I love about the final product. A lot of times you see with these third party, and I love the fact that even to this point that Hasbro has they haven't really kind of gone after these companies for any of that, because they're using it for research and stuff too as well.
I think so,
But even
too.
right now, they're looking at how are they going to license the Transformers brand versus making toys in-house again. So brings up another great question I want to bring to you all. What third-party companies would you like to see from a Masterpiece, from a Chug, and from a Legend scale or core class make Transformers for Hasbro? And what would happen to the quality?
Let's see. If yes. Oh yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
let our guests speak
Autocorrect.
first.
Yeah, autocorrect. Go.
Okay. Okay, I know we talked a little bit about this before the show, and I do know that you know Hasbro moving away from making figures and looking at shutting down a lot of their warehouses and their manufacturing.
That's gonna kill Prime versus Prime, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, had to do it.
Wah, wah.
Yes, yes, it is.
Oh boy.
But you know, and seeing that and knowing that you have several companies already have some of their licensed products, such as Super 7 has some of their licensed product. You have Joy Toys is looking at G.I. Joe. You have McFarlane looking at already has G.I. Joe and Transformers, but that's only for the page punchers, but could possibly change. I personally think that a third party company would need to be like Magic Square or New Age. They already have the figures. They already have the ability to either size them up, go lower. And I think that would be the best companies to do it. I don't know how much that's going to cost because you're looking at the fact that you're having now to pay for the license of those figures. And would a third party company be willing to actually do that?
Yeah,
You know.
that's true.
So I'm going to cut in. I agree with Derek with the cost issue. You also have to think there are safety regulations that Hasbro has to follow that these third-party companies don't have to follow. They're not stuck in some of these things that Hasbro is kind of stuck in. So what would it really do knowing that, hey, Fans Toys is making toys for Hasbro now? They now have to adhere to those same safety regulations. So is it going to change this engineering that we drool over? Like me, I love the third-party engineering. The more complicated, sure, it's work, but like what it does to my brain is mind-blowing. So are we still going to get that quality now that they have to do their own research and development, which is what Hasbro's using these third-party companies for anyway? They now have to worry about the safety standards. What's that going to do? Is that going to affect these companies in a negative light?
Yeah.
And then on the other side of that, though, because you're going to be producing more figures, how would that kind of balance stuff out too as well?
Yeah, that might bring the cost down due to the volume of the figures. But also look at it like this: is a 10-year-old American child who is Hasbro's bread and butter going to be able to figure out this third-party level engineering?
Right. Yeah, with all the panels.
How many kids are going to be able to do that?
Hell, they can figure out how to use an iPad and an iPhone.
It's a bit different. It's a bit different because I wouldn't let my son handle any of my legends, but I have given him some of the Hasbro versions.
Don't tell Billy.
They're a bit easier. Yeah. But thinking about it, man, the tried and true company is like New Age. I would like first because I don't like all the panels of Magic Square, but I do love Magic Square. And the tried and true company is like MMC, Mastermind Creations. To take over, it would be amazing to think about what their engineering would be like with the classic characters and the new characters. So
New York Hunter, with you saying that. Right, I love MMC. I love them. I love what they do. They were one of my favorite MP collectors. Real quick, Tiffany is an MP collector. 15 more to complete.
Wow,
you can do it.
Wow.
Yep, you can.
Do it. I hope they get released, the figures that you're looking for. With that, I forget where I was going. Shit.
Oh, take your time. I'll show this while you're taking your time. It's like my favorite.
What did you just say? I literally just drew a blank.
Something about MMC and the quality.
Yeah, because just look at this. This is Optimus Prominion, I think that's how you say it. But this is like my favorite Optimus. I have the dark one back there too, with a sword. But this axe is like, whoa.
I remember where I was going with this.
Okay.
Beautiful figure, by the way.
Yeah.
Hasbro just spent the last, let's call it 10 years, giving us modernized versions of every character from Gen 1 on. So we have the definitive versions of these characters that we love and know, right? Now a company's about to take over and start fresh, right? Are you going to invest the new price point and the time in rebuilding your entire collection that you just focused on for the
And
last
the
10
easy
years?
answer is no. But I will buy a Prowl, I will buy Ironhide, a Ratchet, a Optimus, a Megatron. I think I'll give them a good chunk of change because they're my favorites, right? Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. But yeah. But it would be amazing to just see what these companies do if they're official. But yeah, it's true also. Like Tidal Wave from Fans Hobby has firing missiles and can launch the jets. Will they be able to be allowed to do that anymore?
They
They
probably
gotta-
have to make the
Uh-huh.
springs not as strong.
Mhm,
Norbs
right.
thinks the quality will be there no matter what. It just becomes a pride of creating an amazing figure and bragging points from that point on for that company. That's a great way to look at it.
But
Baraki
you also have-
says, my 2 cents. Well, the license cost and production cost will definitely be affected. Transformation is also more complex. At the same time, the tolerance is going to be an issue. I don't think small.
The other thing I was wanting to throw in is the fact that you have to look at what plastic are they going to use.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because you take a look at let's just not from Transformers, but let's just look at McFarlane and Hasbro Legends,
Yeah.
the Legends Spider-Man and stuff like that, and then Hasbro has that line. That plastic's way different than the McFarlane 7-inch figures that they have. So, and really, the McFarlane's is a more mushy in some areas. It's not
So
tight.
probably more like that nylon that Magic Square uses.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
used to say that all the time about them too, and maybe we still do.
Yeah, Magic Square still uses the nylon, but that nylon allows for the transformations to be as intuitive as they are. You're not going to get those New Age figures, Magic Square figures, to work if you had that New Age, stiff plastic.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. I mean, we're already seeing, if you kind of think about some of this, if we think a little bigger picture. So let's think Marvel, right?
Yep.
So Marvel, you got Sideshow Collectibles, you've got Hasbro, you've got Mezco, you got Mafex, you've got all these other companies making it. So it's just a matter of, I think we can see a really great future out of this stuff, right? Seeing New Age with a licensed Hasbro figure and Magic Square with that same licensed Hasbro figure, each with a different take on it. And like there's the Mafex camp and there's the Mezco camp, there's the McFarlane camp and the, all that kind of camp and stuff. So I think we could see something really, really great. But again, I think something else is will some of these companies want to kind of comply, like you said, under some of these, like, hey, this is our standards, this is our guides, these are all the things you got to be compliant about, and things like that. Is your factory up to this kind of code? Is it this or that too as well? And then you talk about import and import taxes and all that kind of stuff that happened too as well. And so, but on the positive note, you already see this happening. I mean, with other companies, with other, like with IPs, even though Marvel and Hasbro have typically been married, but still Marvel has gone out to other companies that are licensing their stuff.
Absolutely.
already.
I mean, Hot Toys, imagine Hot Toys Transformers that actually transform, not the Optimus Prime they released years ago. I'm saying some like legit Hot Toys
$4,000, a 30
$700 Transformers. Yeah, like
if you take a look at
if they make those, please use my code BTK on Shozy Store. I'll be able to afford it.
Nice.
It's
man.
like, Mattel did something for a while back for the He-Man fans, is that they made a Matty collector, where if you bought into the subscription, you bought in and you got the figure. I could see some of the third-party companies maybe doing that, and that will get you outside of those regulations, because a lot of regulations has to do with in-store purchases. Online purchases are completely different if it's only online.
That's a great point. It's a really good point.
So you could have stuff like that work out that way.
Yeah.
All right. So I love that we're talking the future of Hasbro with that. What are your I'm gonna just keep us going. What are your favorite third-party companies? I know, Derek, you're really only
I
familiar
was going to
with
go in the
New Age.
same direction, Bill. Gosh.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like we worked well together or something. But New York Hunter as well. Who's your go-to company?
Yeah.
I'm not talking price. I'm not talking. I only do Masterpiece of Legends. Like who really like blew you away every time?
Yeah,
New
I
Age.
think I've said it a couple of times. Well, New Age is good, but I'm slowly getting out of Legends too because I like the detail, the extra detail, and the transformations from the ones I've mentioned, like Mastermind Creations and Fans Hobby. And another thing about that is Fans Hobby. I had an issue with a figure and chatted with them on the Facebook chat, and they got back to me and got me a new part right away. So
That's
I mean.
awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of love there from the customer service side too. I don't think. I mean, I've got a yellowed, shattered glass Starscream. I'm still waiting for a replacement from. I said, no, don't give me back money. Don't give me something else. Just give it to me when you have another one. They said okay, but they haven't gotten one yet. So,
they went. He doesn't want anything back. Let's close this.
yeah, I guess so. They could have taken it that way, but I write back every couple months saying, "Hey, so you got one yet?" And they're like, "No." So, but at least that's how I picture them answering.
There's
Yeah.
probably a Hasbro person just like on eBay looking for the right price for you right now. So
So Tiffany Valentine, MMC, Fans Toys, and Fans Hobby. You
Nice.
really can't say no to those.
Yeah,
those are all
the
great
detail.
producers.
Oh my gosh.
I would love if Fans Toys got the Hasbro license. Not going to lie. I think that they really have a full grasp on Transformers. I think that they would take to the regulations far easier than just about any other company out there. And that's just because they've shown that with their progression over the years, where, they started off with these MP figures that were kind of tune accurate, but also their own take on them. And they've slowly transitioned into this far more tune accurate look. And they're so smooth, intricate, and well done that I think Fans Toys would be a real good company for Hasbro to really look into if they were going to license it out to them.
Yeah.
JR, MMC, again, MMC Fans Toys, Amen, X-Transbots as well. And I agree with you in this. X-Transbots is just inconsistent as far as quality.
Yeah.
The fan base for Fans Toys is a difficult fan base, but that's why we're doing this show, because we're trying to show that all these companies, most of them produce some really fantastic stuff.
Yeah, and there's some new ones too, like Transform and Roll Out. I mentioned to Jimmy, I got that Optimus Prime with the Brill fingers. I waited a year. I returned it, actually. I waited a year for the new one to come out, and it's beautiful. Fingers are decent. One popped off, but I put it back in, and it's fine.
So the fingers thing.
The nose cone.
Craftsman Toys.
Oh, that's
now that's
Craftsman
the one.
Toys, right?
I like that. I like them.
Yeah, that's beautiful
that figure a lot.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's great,
wonderful. I just don't know enough about them yet.
Yeah, I want to see more. I want to see more. I don't want this to be a one-hit wonder.
So Norbs brought up a great point with these licenses, returns, exchanges, and replacement parts. I'll tell you this: Transart, even though they're closing, New Age and Magic Square, I've never had issues getting replacement parts.
Correct.
I have.
Fans Toys you can reach out to and get replacement parts, and MMC has been fantastic with me in regards to replacement parts. So some of those third-party companies are really good. X-Transbots I've never had an issue with at this point, but I'm not a huge XTB guy. Gen 1 only per Tiffany.
There are Gen 1.
I get that. No, wait, we were just blowing up New York Hunter.
Just
blow him up and go over that.
Just a quick thing, because this Ultra Magnus that I showed off before, Diaclone model, it came without a screw in a shoulder, and I have a short review where I said, "Yep, it's missing." So, and I went through Terry's Transformers shop,
Terry's Club.
Yeah, which used to be, and maybe still is, very reliable, but I find less so now, if I can say that. nicely. But yeah, he did not help me get a screw for this guy. I had to go to Home Depot and buy a whole bunch of screws and try them, and finally I got one that fit. But then again, he did help me with a New Age Constructicon issue, and along with the fix, he got me all the new parts too for when they came out with the new legs and things like that. So for New Age, it could be partially Terry, but it could be partially New Age too. But I've had issues, a couple of them, with New Age.
I will say, in regards to parts, I work a lot with Show Z Store. Any figure that I've had an issue with, they've gotten me replacement parts. They don't say a word. It's just one day, like 2 months from now, a piece just shows up in the mail.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Yeah.
However, they've gotten me replacement parts for figures I didn't even buy from them. I would just ask them, hey, do you happen to have these parts? And they've shipped them over.
Wow.
So I'm going to say that it has to do with the retailer's relationship with the manufacturer.
Yeah.
And that's how that would
And
go.
for me, with Show Z, I because Billy sent me that way, had a figure that was missing a piece, and I just like commented to them, and then that next month, because it does take some time, it was in, and I was not expecting it. I was just curious. One thing I would like to
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
One thing I was wanting to say, and I know it kind of deals with Hasbro and the idea with the IP. I know that I don't think we didn't talk about that they're focusing on games and stuff like that. I do a lot of Warhammer. That's the other passion that I have. They're transitioning every licensed product they have to gaming and board games and tabletops. So the figures will be available, but not transformed. They're just going to be the model kits, that you'll paint yourself. It'll go that way. But there has been rumors that, and I'm not a mask fan, but I did see there's rumors about masks coming out.
That'd be nice. Yep.
So,
Yeah. But back to the original question from Billy, I guess now it's your turn, autocorrect. What's your favorite third-party companies?
For me right now, it's been just New Age. That's pretty much been my only one I've gone to. I've been kind of on the fence about jumping over to too many things, because I kind of like for my figures to kind of have that same nuance feel from them and how they work. But when I got the nose cone in, I was like, okay, so that's my first non-New Age that I got. That made me actually, reach out to do these guys here. So yeah, that's for me. It's nice to know that there's these other companies, and that if I can't find something New Age now, I can feel comfortable, especially hearing so much about Magic Square, stuff like that. But this little guy here came in the other day.
Oh yeah.
So Warpath. I said to Billy, I said, it's really kind of tight going into his blaster phase as well. It's better than being too loose, right? And I was like, that's very true. That's very true. But these little guys here have been it for me, honestly. New Age is actually first one I bought, second one I bought. The Dinobots was for me. The Dinobots was going to be the thing to say if I was going to stick with third party. And the Dinobots came in. I love Swoop and Slag, and I was like, dude, let's see how they look, see how they transform. And I was like, oh my god. I'm like, holy crap. I'm reliving my childhood and going, oh wow, this is how I wanted you to look when I saw you on the cartoon. And it's just that's for me. They're the company that I'm 100% behind is New Age right now.
Yeah.
Great company. I will say though, their snarl, the lower section of that snarl has just disappointed me to the point where they are not my display Dinobots. I'm waiting for the Magic Square ones just because of how bad that lower section on snarl is. Right. That's the Stegosaurus, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that lower level's pretty bad. The rest of them are great though. The tolerances and the build blow Magic Square away. There's just
Yeah,
getting
I'm
past.
curious at if when they built the Magic Square Dinobots, if they're building it with the the repaints in mind.
I think
Because
they
if
are. I think
yeah,
that's
because
why
if you
they're
repaint
so
it,
loose.
I think those tolerances will be a lot different.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
but
And that's what I want to do. I want to double dip on a $75 dinosaur.
absolutely. Hey, no, with
All
Magic
the
Square
time.
it's 65. So hey,
Woo.
Oh, was it 65? I said.
Depends on where you go, I guess. It could be
That's it. That's
55 if you
it.
go to
No,
Alley.
I think he's right. I think he's right. That little warpath is amazing. I couldn't agree more. I will say the shoulders annoyed the shit out of me on that one, but I figured it out, and it is a fun little,
That's it.
figure. There are some up and coming companies in the third party world that I truly like, and I like what they are bringing to the table. One of them is this company, Robot Toys.
Yes.
And with the fall of Transart, they are taking on the Beast Wars license. I just got those in. These guys are fantastic and fun. And why I'm speaking so highly of this company right now is I've been with them since day one. I bought their Caesar. I believe he was one of my top 10 figures the year that I bought him. They listened to the fans and adjusted the figures as needed. One of the cool things that they did, aside from like tightening up some joints, like there's no tension issues with them. But with the Cheetor figure, if you could blow me up for a second, and I don't know if this light's going to work, they gave you two choices for the cheetah head. And you can get the stylized version, but you also get the cartoon accurate version, which is amazing. I think they went and listened to the fans and went above and beyond, and they've truly earned my patronism. Whereas Transart, who's now closing their doors, the fans criticized and asked for things, and they fought back at them. They did the opposite of what needed to be done. So I think Robot Toys is a company to look out for. I'm looking forward to their next announcements. I know they have a Masterpiece Scorponok in the works, which is pretty exciting. I do wish it was Legends. What's up?
Yeah, which is interesting that they went Masterpiece over Legends.
I agree, but I have a funny feeling they were watching the Weebos and they said, let's take it over, But again, as I was saying, they went up in quality. They improved. And that's what I like to see in a company. So if you're a Beast Wars fan, Robot Toys is definitely the way to go. You could buy those at Show Z Store using the supporter reviewer code BTK.
There we go. And like you said, there are those companies, other companies are coming up. And I believe like some of these like more established companies, like a Magic Square, is helping out with some.
Yeah, Magic Square, man, they are a class act company. I might not agree with some of the quality of the figures they release, but if they see a company struggling or a company needs to get a little help, they have been helping out other manufacturers. And I mean, they're helping their competition. But by doing so, they are joining this community. They're keeping us all together, which is what we're trying to do here. And, I agree. I'm going to review that Cheetor either tonight or tomorrow. Depends on my schedule. And JR, I agree. I'm looking forward to that Scorponok. I'm hoping it's good as well, given the quality of their Legends. If they put as much love into them as they did, it's going to be a great Scorponok figure.
But yeah, you got like this was the Cyan Culture, which Magic Square.
Oh yeah,
Magic Square helped them out big time.
Yeah, and I've heard nothing but great things about these train bots, so I can't wait to review them on those. So, but yeah, what I'm excited about, because it used to be it was just Magic Square, New Age, Iron Factory, or Fans Toys, Fans Hobby, XTB. But now you've got these other companies that are coming in that probably were ex-designers or for some of these companies, and they're saying, hey, we want to do our thing, and showing that there's a world out there that can thrive, can survive. It's almost like there's like a gang war going on in Transformers. Like you said, Robot Toys is looking at Weebo, it's like, oh, there's a vacuum in power, let's take over.
There we go.
So
I do know that some of the designers for these up and coming third party companies are actually former Hasbro designers or Takara Tomy designers.
Yes.
So
yes,
they are releasing figures that they designed that did not get green lit. So
Whoa.
it's pretty
Yep.
cool. I kind of wish Aaron Archer's Trans Tech line would get built and done up, but we'll see. How do I join this video chatting? So Tiffany, we've got an email right down there. Email us at theforgelive2005@gmail.com. Just send us your channel. Jimmy and I will look it over and we'll reach out to you and we'll set up a show for you that we feel fits your style of reviewing.
Nice.
All right. So, we're always looking for more guests. So I'm really happy you asked about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely. So, favorite, well, I guess I need to tell my
You didn't tell us yours
Yeah.
yet.
Well,
Yeah.
Leaving us to
mine
assume.
is Magic Square, of course, right? Because that's the first one I got into. I think a lot of us, if it's the first one we got into, we kind of default into it a little bit sometimes. But well, I am. But anyway, and plus they were cheaper at the time than New Age on that. So, but I am no respecter of those companies. I'll take New Age. I'll take Magic Square. I do buy Magic Square. From a masterpiece, I would say MMC is one that I've really gotten into. X Transbots. When TF Source had their crazy, ridiculous sale on all their X Transbots, I picked up a bunch of them and have been happy with those. I won the Runabout and Runamuck from the TF Underground and did a review on those. And I thought they were great, except for their freaking
Those feet.
legs. Yeah, those feet are crazy, but I love it. I thought they were awesome. But those were the companies that I kind of prefer, but I'm also loving some of these ones that are just like robot toys and Craftsman toys.
Yeah.
I'm curious about QQT to see that Predaking and go, man, I want to see their quality. Or that Core Class Megatron that was by, what was the name of that? Cheng Mao or something?
Oh,
like
I
that?
think I might have it right here.
They blew me away. I
Ching
think I called up Derek. I was like,
Ching
Derek,
Tao.
you have to get this.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that guy. My wife loves him and runs around with the house and still shoots the cat pretending.
My next question, and I know we're getting pretty close on time here, is your favorite third-party figure you own right now?
Ooh.
Give me a second.
Oh.
Yeah.
Third-party
I want to
figure
pull
you
this
own
guy out.
right now.
I got mine. I
Okay.
got mine. And I think if my wife if she doesn't mind, do you mind handing me that box right there, baby girl, up top? I'm working on making a display. I got these clear totes. My wife's just going to probably hand me the whole thing. Is that one? Yeah, baby girl. Thank you. This guy right here, you'll pretty much will know him when you see him. There's a lot of things in here, but right now
It's like a terrarium.
I know.
I know, right? Yeah. So I'm working on. They kind of got knocked down because of the cat, but it would have to be this guy here from.
Oh, the New Age Soundwave. Nice.
My wife is a huge Soundwave fan, and she's made me really dig him also. But to have a magnet that goes right there on his arm.
Oh yeah.
For him to hold.
Laserbeak. Oh, that's so
it's
cool.
Just that.
Agreed. That magnet sold
right
my
there.
wife on him. Like that magnetized laser.
That
beam.
is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
This is mine, and I still transform him. He's not hard to transform. He's just fun. You know, it's just overall, and he looks like Soundwave. Like my wife said, "Oh my God, tell Billy that I love this guy because this is apps." I'm glad that he told you about him because he's just I'm stuttering because I like
That's
him so
great.
much.
No,
because
that's great.
Diecast,
Uh-huh.
in him,
Yeah.
everything is just like bam, right off and then the magnet.
Yep.
That
And the
just-
tape player mode
you
just
just
looks
shake
so
it.
Yeah.
awesome too.
Do I have to mail you
Yeah.
decals? Like seeing him without a Decepticon decal is killing me. I will mail them to
Oh, yeah. You should have tons by now if you ordered from
Yeah, you're probably
from
cause-
Shozy.
Yeah, Show Z typically sends
Mhm.
them, and I have redoing my office, so I have no idea what happened to the decals. And my wife said, "Ugh, they may have gotten thrown away."
you. I'll mail you some if
So-
you need them. Tiffany Valentine, Fans Toys Beachcomber. I love that toy. That is a great
that's a
toy.
good toy.
Fun to go back and forth with. Great toy. New
All right,
York.
NY.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
First, I want to show autocorrect this. If you get the Hound, you'll get the cage. I didn't put mine together yet, but
Yes,
the New Age
yes.
one.
I got
Oh,
the Hound.
nice. Yeah, because the New Age
Yes.
Soundwave has 3 mini bots for you. But this, like I said, I want to give a nice big shout out to Transformer Rollout because
That is
I just
beautiful.
love this figure.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. The
it's
Galaxy
one of my
Force
favorites.
Prime is such a great design too.
It
Like
is.
that is
It
beautiful.
is. But yeah, just the solidness, and even though the fingers are curled up, because even though they're okay, I try not to touch them. But just PTSD or something. But yeah, I just love this figure so much. Every mode, the way the feet from the trailer attach, the way these guns attach, it can swing over and under. The Matrix is inside him, and the way the head can flip from having a mouth to having to having no mouth. It's just a beautiful, heavy duty, awesome looking figure, and like right now, like I said, he's in the refrigerator pit down there, but I want to put him up here somewhere, hopefully sometime soon.
Nice.
But he's my favorite. Thanks.
Awesome. I remember at one time you also loved that Transart Skateboard Gorilla too. That was
He's right here, actually. I'm trying not to bring him out so much, but
He's a great figure too.
but yeah, I think Billy the Kid said, "Ah, I just knocked over Samuel L. Jackson." But
Say
yeah.
what again?
Yeah, but I have him right here all the time because he's always fun to play with also. And,
Yeah, I love that
and I
too.
love his stand and everything. But sad for Transart. But yeah, really great stuff.
Let's
All
hear
right,
you,
but-
Jimmy.
What, me? All right. So
Yeah.
for me, it is a masterpiece figure. It is Magic Square's Light of Peace. So this is probably the best Optimus
Nice.
Prime that is out there. Just look at that. I mean, it is just freaking gorgeous. The transformation, after you get used to it, it's pretty straightforward, but it did take me a while to do this transform, as it does with every transformer that I transform. But this, as well as their Legend Scale Light of Victory, are probably the 2 best Optimus Primes. I would say like the Combaticons by Magic Square are really great too, but there's a lot of really good ones. But if I had to pick one figure, it's gonna be this guy right here.
That's a beautiful figure.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
I have a tie on my favorite third-party figures. It's really hard because one just brings me back to everything, and one is just so damn good that I think everybody should own it. So I'm going to start off New Age Romulus. Right,
Oh, I can't wait to do that one. That might end up being one of my favorites.
This figure is fantastic. It's so well made. I could care less about the silencer in stock because all they would do is end up in a bin anyway. Okay. But New Age Omega Supreme.
That is.
Oh, yes.
Oh
Really
my
good.
God. This
Yep.
figure brings me right back to my childhood, which is what I like. Posability's through the roof, right? You've got die-cast parts just like all the others, easy back and forth transformation, and you have a motorized tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so mind-blowing. And it was like, I think it was like $80. It was so cheap.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
couldn't, I can't get over it. The head sculpt is just incredible. It's just so good. It's so clean. You know,
Yeah,
like that it's perfect.
Yep.
it is.
So, you know, like I said, it's just really hard because that Romulus, it's fun to go back and forth. It's really just amazing. But again, with Romulus, you will need to watch MGO because the directions do not come through.
I wonder how similar it is, by the way, to the Legends ones. The transformation is, because I love my end of the road.
Completely different. Completely different.
Nice.
This is
I've been avoiding the videos.
Yeah, I love the Legend scale. I do prefer the Magic Square Megatron. Okay, I will say that. But if New Age shrunk this down, it's over. We know your favorite third party and even the best third party figure of 2024. How about your least liked third party company and worst third party figure of 2024?
Ooh,
Oh,
Wow,
boy.
that's tough.
I don't really have one. I don't.
Yeah,
Most
I
of these
don't.
companies surprise me. I'm going to say my least liked company is going to be TransArt for the way that they kind of dissed us as fans. That's what I'm going to say, because all the other companies, they really go above and beyond for us.
Yeah, I mean, for me with the Soundwave, I mean, you got 3 cassette bots, you know.
Yep.
And
they're
Ravage.
engineered great.
Yeah, they really are.
I don't have much negative to say.
Does Hasbro count as a third party? No, I'm just kidding.
Blue Destron is posting their Romulus as they watch the show. I'm gonna have to check out that review soon. And the engineering is the same concept but different method. I like that. That's a good way to look at it.
I can't tell you for Zane Bono, if I had to pick my least favorite figure of 2024, Magic Square's Bumblebee. I didn't like it. I mean, it just was fat, and his face just did not have the detail like New Ages did on that. But that would be. I mean, I still liked him, but if I had to pick my least favorite figure, it would have been Magic Square's Bumblebee.
If we go that route, I can answer. You know how much I love Prowl. Iron Factory Samurai Prowl is my. Oh, I just hate that thing, and yeah, I sold it. Even though I collect Prowls.
Blue Destron worst third party is Big Firebird Toys, who I've never even heard of.
I haven't either.
I've never heard of them. Mixed QC and basically shelf formers. I'm out. I don't care for shelf formers. Give me engineering. Let my mind think. Ninja Bill, how you doing?
Ninja Bill. Woo!
I know we're going to be working on a big ass robots that aren't Transformers show, and I know Ninja Bill's one of those we're thinking about on that one.
Gundams.
But yeah, now I'm sitting here. I'm going to end up wanting to play with this friggin' thing all night. Thanks for that question.
So this is my last question. For someone who is a Hasbro purist or someone who's wondering where to start, what figure would you say, or what company, or where would you say, hey, this is the figure you need to start with as a third party figure? You need to get this one because I think this one will make you fall in love with third party.
I want to hear you guys.
Wow, that's. Let me think for a second.
I got an answer. So this would be what I'd say. I'd say, out of the big 3 that I call the big 3, New Age, Magic Square, and Iron Factory, think about 1 or 2 of your favorite characters, maybe 3, and try their versions, and then see who catches your eye and who entices you to get more. Like for autocorrect, it was New Age. For me, it was New Age too. So I still like it better than Magic Square, but you can't deny how clean Magic Square is. So
you will never deny the cleanliness, that clean.
Yep.
I have it. Hound, New Age Hound. I have to say was, it was a challenge.
Yep.
But the fact that, like you mentioned, the cage that came in. I think he's also the one that came with the other leg. That's going to be a combiner bot. That was the I can't remember the name of it now.
Oh, the Autobot Spike.
Yes.
Listen,
and
I just blocked someone in the chat, and I don't know how to unblock them when I was trying to make their thing big.
Oh no!
Shit.
Maybe it was me. I got a warning message.
No, I blocked somebody in the chat. I'm so sorry.
Oh, in the chat. Oh no.
So for me, easy. I would send everybody the New Age Cyclonus.
Oh yeah, mine's still right here too.
So fun, back and forth, incredible transformation, incredible posability, fun figure, everything I look for in a Transformer. If I was going to send them the best figure, though, it would be that Magic Square version 2 Optimus Prime. That is my favorite Prime of all time. You cannot go wrong with that figure. It's just be ready for a transformation workout.
Yeah. For first figure for me, I would probably not recommend Magic Square unless they really want a challenge.
Yeah.
If they're like, yes, I'm up for a challenge, then I would definitely. I know Zane Zane said Magic Square Stunticon. I said make him want to love, not fear third parties. Because transforming that trailer was, oh my God. But if it's legend scale, I would say either like New Age Grimlock would be a really good one there too, or that Cyclonus is a great one there. If it was a masterpiece, I would honestly say, for me, the MMC Deathsaurus is really nice.
That is good.
Yeah.
Fans Choice, that Fans Choice Cyclonus is good.
Yeah.
Fans Choice Soundwave was fantastic.
Yep.
Nords is saying New Age Jetfire was an eye opener.
I would say probably new. I haven't played with them yet, but just based off of all the reviews I've seen, I would tell people to get, if they're looking for Chug, that New Age Romulus.
New Age Romulus. Do not buy that to go with Studio Series, though.
No.
Go
with Earthrise. Unless you're posing him, then you don't really see it that bad. But if you're having him stand straight up, he will need some platform shoes.
The Tiffany Valentine channel doesn't do legends. You are missing out. I don't mean that in a negative vein, but there's. It's just I dropped Chug and Masterpiece once I got a couple of these legends. The Cyclonus is definitely
the Big M.
You sent me a Cyclonus, but which one did you send me?
It was I sent you the Magic Square.
Yes, I actually like that one. I did like that one.
Back and
it's
forth,
not a bad one.
MMC and Fan Hobby are great, usually more affordable, but the scale isn't always what you want, and they don't use a lot of paint. I agree with you there. MMC is a top-notch company. Legends class figures, 2 of which are Mech Fans toys, and 1 from Hot Toys. So I don't really do a lot of Mech Fans toys unless it's the triple changers. Simply because all their other figures are just knockoffs of Magic Square, and I would rather give Magic Square my money.
Except for the Rodimus, right? I think I have the Rodimus.
I have the Rodimus, the Flame Commander. My wife bought me that.
Yeah, right. That's a good one.
MMC Bruticus is solid as well. I don't have that one. Big M, how we doing?
Yeah.
New Age Romulus looks great with the other Chug Cons, and I couldn't agree more. And I did not get the New Age Depth Charge, even though I think it is probably the most clever use of engineering I've ever seen from a company.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So,
well, that's all I got.
I'm kind of shocked myself, but I before I thank you guys, tonight's chat has just been fantastic.
It was amazing.
Awesome.
I really want to thank everybody that's been watching and talking and chatting. You really made it easy to transition into new subjects tonight. As stated earlier, if anybody does ever want to come on the show and talk, just email us at theforgelive2005@gmail.com. Autocorrect, New York Hunter. Man, you guys are great. I really appreciate having you guys on.
Thank you.
Big M is selling all the Fans Toys and MPs and doing legends. That's what I did. I don't regret it at all. I thought I would. I thought there was going to be that seller's remorse, but I have so much fun with these legends that absolutely, I got it.
So if you see Big M selling them on Facebook, trusted seller, folks. He is definitely you can trust buying from him.
So before we go and end the night, New York Hunter, Autocorrect, give us your information one more time so that people coming in can just know where to find you.
Sure. Yeah, so it's NY Hunter Impressions, and I am once again on YouTube, on Blue Sky, on Facebook. I usually go under my real name, Ken Guy. I'll just say it. It's fine. On Facebook. But I do have NY Hunter Impressions page as well that I post messages and new videos too. So yeah, find me any of those ways and leave comments. Like and subscribe, as we always say to everyone here. It's just a great community we have, and I really once again enjoyed this time with you guys. Thank you so much, and let's.
Yeah, NY, you're like 97 subscribers away from 1,000, so let's.
I know, I'm so close.
Wow.
Yep,
congrats.
but it's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, slowly but surely. Yep, thank you.
All right.
I am now with the Underground, but it's under my wife's account, which is Facebook, Nikki Davis. But you can find me here on YouTube, which is Autocrat Primer, or if you go to bitterteamedia.com, you'll find everything that we've done and work on and books and stuff like that. So yeah, Derek Davis is an easy way to type in, and you'll find like Derek B. Davis, and you'll find everything that way too. Even in Google, you just type it in the search engine, and bam, there I am, like a nightmare, just popping up
Like a nightmare.
So, yeah,
Nice, bud. Nice.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much. It was an awesome, engaging conversation. As always, you can find Billy or myself on our channels, Billy the Kid's Toy Reviews, or The Good, the Bad, the Awesome. Every Sunday night at 9:30, there will be The Forge, and we will always have something fun to do, share the news, and maybe talk about some cool stuff. So, Billy, do you want to lead us out before we end this thing?
As always, everybody, thank you so much for coming in, signing up with us tonight, watching, talking, communicating, and sharing your love of Transformers. The number one most important thing. We could do third party, we could do official, as long as we agree that we love big, giant robots. All right?
Woohoo.
Thank you, guys. We will see you next week. As Jimmy said, we do make ourselves readily available, so never, ever hesitate to email us, reach out to us on social media. We will be there. We're happy to talk. And if you want to put a show together, let's do it. Thank you guys so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Check out The Forge next Sunday at 9:30.